Hey guys, welcome. I'm Catherine and this is Little Bits of Heaven Homestead. So I've kind of dropped off the radar here recently and I thought I would pop in and say hey. For one, I do miss you guys and life has just been kind of running a million miles a minute. I'm trying out my new Bluetooth. Well, it's not new. I just new to the videos. A friend gave it to me and I am hoping that it helps with my audio because I've noticed my last several videos have been a little garbled. I don't listen to myself aside from, or even watch myself, that's why I don't edit, but aside from the first, hey guys, so I knew that things sounded a little funny from that. But I have some news to pass on and I wanted to introduce you guys to our new puppies. So this is Panda right here and his brother Bear is out there running around. I'll show you guys. And I'm gonna let Panda go here in a second. I just wanted to have him here to say hi and introduce himself. He is a Great Pyrenees. They are about 9 weeks old. Hey Bear, you coming to say hi, buddy? So let me put Panda down and I will show you guys Bear because he's right here too. So there's Panda. Come here, Bear. And then this is Bear. So they are both boys, siblings, and we'll see if I live to regret this decision. But they are here as a tool on our homestead, and I didn't consider myself, I didn't consider myself a dog person until these two have entered into my life, and oh my goodness, they have just stolen my heart. These two guys are my new loves of my life. Okay, I'm gonna let them down and let them do their thing. Well, they have been here, thank you Bear, there you go Panda. So they've been here a little over a week. And the purpose for them joining our homestead is because I took a significant predator loss, our first large, like massive attack, a little over 2 weeks ago. And I have lost, I mean, I've shared with you guys my open range philosophy. In fact, you guys can probably see, I don't know where my goats went. They're around here somewhere. Oh yeah. I can see white butts up the hill here. So, but my animals, I feel very strongly in them having the ability to roam and to not be confined and to have open boundaries and let them be the animals that they want to be. And so, I've also got some massive allergies going on. My eye won't stop watering. It's been doing this for days, driving me crazy. So, it's been a little over 2 weeks. We have courtyard dogs. They are not livestock guardian dogs. They are pets. We've got our 2 former guard dogs from when we sold our business property, and they've been relocated here to our home, and they've integrated with our 2 pet house dogs. Well, they're not house dogs, they're outside dogs, but they live in our courtyard, and they are not livestock guardian dogs. And in fact, I wouldn't trust any of them around my livestock. It would be like an instant death sentence for our chickens. So, although they do alert me to things out in the yard, they are not out here actively gardening our livestock. And so, like I said, about 2.5 weeks ago, my dogs alerted me in the middle of the night, and you could tell beyond a doubt that we had something in the yard, and there was activity, and it was concerning. And I got up, and I came out with my spotlight, and I walked into the goat yard, and I encountered a coyote face to face. We were probably less than 20 feet away from one another, and she was actively in the process of killing. I had a mom hen with 10 chicks that were probably, maybe 5-6 weeks old if I had to guess. I don't know, I didn't write down like when she hatched them, but she hatched them here in my yard, and in fact in one of these bear grass back behind me. That's what this is bear grass. It's native here. I'll show you, it's all over my hill. So that stuff is terrible in a fire because when lightning hits this stuff or a wildland fire goes through, grass fire, it sits here and smolders in this and gets down into the roots and just smolders for days. So this is a huge concern come wildland fire season, but that's not my point. Anyway, so my hen had her 10 chicks in one of these grasses, done a fantastic job of keeping them safe. She moved them into one of our transitionary coops, and that is where the coyote got her. And she actually survived the attack and 1 chick, but we lost 9 chicks in it. in the attack itself, and I walked out and found the bodies. I mean, I found the coyote in the act of killing these chickens. So, and I've never encountered that before. That was a new one for me. And so over the few days prior, we had some pretty heavy rain, and we're on a hill. Nothing in my yard is level. And so it had washed down a bunch of dirt and debris in front of my chicken coop. So the way my chicken coop is designed is we've got a dual door. So the top stays closed pretty much all the time. And then I open the bottom for the chickens to be able to flow freely back and forth. And then when we added goats to our yard, they were getting into the chicken coop itself. So what we did is we added a secondary door on the inside that's a pallet. And so it sits about, probably 6 inches, 5 inches or so off the ground, maybe even less than that. But it's enough for my chickens to be able to go underneath it and be able to flow in and out of the coop itself. And so I was partially closing our exterior door, but because of all the mud and debris, I couldn't get it all the way closed. And the night after that coyote that I had busted her killing my hen, or my hen's chicks, sorry, she dug into my main coop and killed another 20 or so chickens, along with both my peahens and my 3 remaining ducks. Total drag. So that was the largest single sustained attack I have ever taken. Because I do free range my flock, I've had losses to hawks primarily. I'm sure that foxes and coyotes pick them off during the day. These coyotes, they're bold, and I've encountered them face to face during the day, and they have little to no fear. So I'm not at all surprised, and that I expect. If they're out here and they're roaming, it is what it is. I have a policy of coexisting with nature. I understand their predatory nature. It is what it is. I took it to heart, the fact that these things were breaking into what was supposed to be my secure locations for these birds to be able to roost at night. And this year I have obviously been shown that our system is definitely got some weaknesses that can be exploited. And so we've been taking action over the last 2 weeks aside from the puppies. We've been bolstering up our system, making sure our fences are taller, because our fences really, they're just more for suggestion than anything. I mean, they're not really keeping the goats in. My goats are awesome. I literally open the gate and have to encourage them out, so they're not jumping the fence, but that coyote definitely did. And so we're making things a little more secure around here. And then the puppies are like a gift from God. I have been researching adding livestock guardian dogs to our system for years. I really was on the fence about adding dogs out here. I'm not exactly sure why. I feel like we have a full plate as it is, and I wasn't necessarily like thrilled to take that on. But with this attack was a bummer, guys. I can't say that enough. I mean, I'm at peace with some losses. This was just like catastrophic losses. This was like half my flock, and then my peahens, that sucks, super sucks. My ducks are my favorite. That super sucks, but I'm gonna rebuild. I have friends, a friend of mine who actually set me up with rabbits in the first place reached out to me, and she gave me a couple ducks. So we've got a new start to our flock, sort of. I'm planning on ordering. I've never ordered from a hatchery before, and so I'm kind of excited to be able to pick and choose, because up until now I've just bought whatever is at our, what did my phone thingy die? What was ever at our feed mill? Sorry guys. Let's see here. I'm hoping that I still have audio. It sounds like something changed on my end. So let me know if it's an issue. I don't know what I can do about it at this point. But anyway, so up until this point, I've really only just bought chicks that were available at my feed mill, and not necessarily the greatest of quality. Not that I'm going to get great quality out of hatchery chicks either, but I'm going to be able to pick and choose the breeds that I want, so that's kind of fun. And I'm going to order in a whole bunch of ducks because I'm insane. So we've got the puppies. I didn't seek them out. I wrote about our losses in my newspaper column, and somebody local to me, and in fact she is somebody that is from way back in my life. She didn't remember me when she reached out. She didn't know it was me when she initially reached out, but it was the mom of the first friends I ever had in this community when we first moved here. So just kind of the serendipitous act of love and kindness kind of coming full circle. But she reached out to me and said that somebody had told her that we may need some livestock guardian dogs. And it was seriously, it's like a gift from God. I believe that things happen for a reason, and that there are people out there watching, listening, aware, and just they're put into our lives at the right time, at the right place, for the right reasons. Here come my boys, they're so cute. Hey dudes, look. Love them. Okay. So, but she reached out to me, and just, she was so sweet. We met the dogs, we met the parents, we got to ride around on her side-by-side around her ranch, and they live at my dream ranch. They just have just miles and miles and miles of open land. Their goats freely roaming, beautiful. Just, I got to see their, I think it was their pear orchard, maybe peaches, I forget, but either way, I mean, it was just like, that's where I want to be. So, and they're right along the river. We crossed the river several times to get to the goats, which is where her dogs lived. And so just a lovely experience. And so here we are. We've got livestock guardian dogs now as a part of our system. So hopefully this will prevent our predator issues. Hopefully this is like some sort of magic bean, and we're gonna have like no issues from here on out. I don't know. Hey dudes, come here. So this one, Bear, he is, don't tell Panda, but Bear is my favorite because he is just so calm. So he is gonna be my buddy. I don't have to tell him twice what to do. He is just my sidekick. Yes. Panda is much more independent. Come here, Panda. Yep. Gotcha. Gotcha. He's a little stronger willed. He's a little more independent, wants to go do his thing, explore, where Bear, well, wants to be right by my side. So I have already identified the fact that I'm going to have to show Bear how to do things. I am going to have to train Panda. So this is going to be an adventure. In the last week or so, we've already been working on things like submission. I've been touching the pads of all their paws so that way if they ever have a sticker or an injury, I'm able to work with them. I'm sticking my fingers in their mouth to make sure that I can always address any sort of dental issues or medicate if they need down the road. They're distracting me. I'm easily distracted by animals. So I'm doing things like carrying them around, because at this point I can handle them. If you are unfamiliar with Great Pyrenees, these dogs are going to be like 120 pounds. And I myself am only about 120 pounds. So I am very realistic about the fact that in about 6 months, I'm going to have some teenage puppies that outweigh me. And so at this point in time, I am working hard all day, every day, making sure that we're establishing a solid relationship, that I am in charge, that I'm going to be their alpha, and that we're going to have a relationship in which it's healthy for the homestead and not chaos. Because if you don't pay attention to these things and you let these details slip by, it's a make you break you type scenario. So you either have great working dogs or you have nightmares. And so I am very focused on having great working dogs. I want to show you guys this. So, my goats. That's PETA, the black and white one. And then this is my original doe, Buttercup, right there. She's over my shoulder. Puppy's here. Guys, this is my little bits of heaven. So I just love this. So anyways, I just wanted to share with you some of our recent events, our new additions, why they are here, their intended function and purpose. Fingers crossed they do the job. I was also given a kitten this week, like just a handful of days ago. It's currently in my back bedroom. It's going to join our not outside or not inside cats. It's going to be one of our outside cats. But he is currently totally feral, about 8 weeks old. I'm also in the process of breaking him. You guys see that? So training in all sorts of capacities. So this little guy, I was picking up my daughter at school, and animal control walked by with this little tiny kitten in a live trap, and I am like a crack addict apparently with animals. And so I'm following her going, "Hey Vicky, you got a kitten there. What you gonna do with that kitten? Can I have that kitten? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Doesn't matter. Can I have that kitten?" And so she is fully aware of our homestead. She follows my newspaper column, I believe, but she is my Facebook friend. I interact with her at the school every day. So she handed over the live trap and said, you know, good luck, give it lots of love, and bring me my trap back. So I now have a kitten and 2 puppies that have added to our homestead this week, and they do have a purpose. So this isn't just animal hoarding, thank God, because this is kind of ridiculous if this were a hoarder situation. They have intended functions, they are tools, and so here we go. This is this week's adventure, and I shall talk to you guys later. Please do check out the links that I have in the description as ways you can help support our homestead. I appreciate you watching, and I shall talk to you soon. Bye guys.